Thank you very much, Director of Ceremony. Your Excellencies, representatives of heads of state, honorable prime ministers, Excellency Dr. Konji, Director General of the WTO, Your Excellencies, honorable ministers, Dr. Monique Nzanzabagawa, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start by first congratulating my dear brother, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, for his vision in establishing the Africa Center at Aliko Dangote Hall here in New York, one of the major host cities of the African diaspora. Sitting here in Harlem, in peace and quiet, a section of New York, for years written off as a black ghetto, a hellhole, is an inspiration. And we owe a lot to former President Bill Clinton, Mr. Dangote, and many others for the renewal we have seen here. Harlem represents a rich trove of African history, where many African musicians thrived, produced music that shaped the world, but it was left to decay. So we thank Mr. Dangote, Clinton, all those who have worked hard to turn things around here, for doing Africans a great favor. And indeed, through the strong and multifaceted engagement between Afreximbank and the Dangote Group, we have jointly created an unassailable partnership, combining astute entrepreneurial drive, courage, and determination Mr. Dangote embodies with the financing we provide to begin the process of positively reversing the African narrative and transforming the trade and industrial landscape of Africa. Thank you again, my dear brother, for all of this. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when we commenced our engagement with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora around the world, traveling to the Caribbean, Europe, the Americas, the Middle East, and the Pacific, we found a common thread in the concerns or views expressed by them. The majority of our people in the diaspora expressed frustration about poor engagement with the motherland. Many felt abandoned with no roots they could truly lay claim to. Those in business complained about lack of access to verifiable information about business environment, lack of access to information about the investment climate and investment opportunities in Africa, and also among the diaspora economy, the global Africa economy, as well as the type of partnerships that could be forged in Africa, and how to de-risk their investments in the continent were they to invest there. Today, with the historic launch of the Global Africa Gateway at the Africa Center, we provide the most direct response to the concerns of the African diaspora as we continue to build on the tremendous progress towards reconnecting the diaspora with ancestral heritage. The Global Africa Gateway at the Africa Center signifies a leap forward in a collective pursuit of unity, prosperity, and sustainable development of Africa and its diaspora. It solidifies our ambition of forging a global Africa that will serve as a platform for Africans, wherever they may be, to take control of their destiny. The Global Africa Gateway will contribute to our goal of putting to an end the divide and conquer strategies that had for years kept Africans down all over the world. Your Excellencies, Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Afreximbank and its partners, the Africa Center, launched the Global Africa Gateway today at a most momentous time in the world's history. Our world has become very polarized and fragmented. We've seen disturbances everywhere, and countries are more and more looking inwards, dealing more with those they consider their friends. For us, we are driven by the belief that in the midst of polarization and fragmentation, a coalition of Africans bound by shared heritage and ancestry with a common vision and aspiration will represent a potent force that can confront the challenges of now and choose for Africans the path for the future. Indeed, the African diaspora has become a powerful force which will catalyze the transformation of Africa and, by extension, the economic fortunes of all Africans. Project Syndicate and the International Monetary Fund estimate that in 2022, Africans in the diaspora sent home more than $95 billion in remittances. Of that, about $53 billion went to countries in Middle Africa, the so-called Sub-Saharan Africa. This compares with $30 billion in foreign direct investment and just $30 billion of official development assistance that Africa received in the same year. Begins to show you the power of the African diaspora in terms of financing, potential financing of development. Besides financial might, the African diaspora today boasts enormous skills, knowledge, and entrepreneurial drive necessary to build the African corporate sector as well as social infrastructure, including healthcare and educational services. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the imperative for collaboration amongst Africans around the world have never been more critical. By bridging the cultural, economic, and technological divide between Africa and its diaspora, we will potentially unleash the largest drive of capital, ideas, skills, and talent towards enhancing the economic fortunes of Africans worldwide. By connecting global Africa in a polarized and fragmented world, we create a dynamic and interconnected community of Africans who are most capable of advancing their own cause while gaining significance in global economic and political affairs. The Global Africa Gateway will, among others, serve as an institutional gateway to improve information flow among Africans, harness economic opportunities in Africa and the diaspora for the benefit of all Africans, irrespective of geographic location, and narrow the gap between the African diaspora and the mother continent and the business opportunities that are bound there. Further, the Global Africa Gateway will advance the Africa Center's mission in serving as a gateway for engagement with contemporary Africa. So these two initiatives will, among others, create a platform for constructive and productive engagements among Africans and harness the power of the African diaspora, facilitating their engagement with geographic Africa in ways that are progressive, impactful, and transformative. Global Africa Gateway will also be central to forging policies and programs that impact the African diaspora and shape and shape the Africa narrative. Over the short term, however, the Global Africa Gateway will focus on reconnecting Africans through deepening knowledge, and African diaspora and continental Africa would also use this platform to improve their relationships. In this regard, the Gateway will prioritize activities such as collaborative regional diaspora research aimed at investigating emerging trends in the social, political, and economic characteristics of Africa's large and diverse diaspora. Internship programs to support internship experiences for exceptional African diaspora graduate level students in Africa and vice versa. A diaspora professional initiative to develop a professional digital network of African diaspora professionals. Direct engagement with the leadership of African diaspora towards deepening engagement with the motherland. Serving as a center where knowledge about businesses the bank can support can be gained. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to us at Afreximbank, the Global Africa Gateway represents a cornerstone of our global Africa agenda, an agenda to unite, engage, invest in, and collaborate to build a prosperous future for all Africans. We will continue to bridge gaps and foster unity among Africans worldwide as we plan to roll out more of these initiatives in major cities with significant African populations around the world. Today's event is complemented by an art exhibition featuring artistic works by 12 renowned African and diaspora artists who have employed the language and tools of photography to explore and define the effects of colonialism, migration, and changing identities. The art exhibition is free and open to the public for 2 months, showcasing the dynamic interplay of African and diaspora identities. I urge you all to take advantage of the opportunity offered by that exhibition to go and use it to learn more about Africans and Africa's history. Other compliments will include a celebration of African fashion accompanied by live music and African gastronomy food stations for renowned African and diaspora fashion designers and chefs. You are also all invited to enjoy the food and also to watch the fashion show. Here at the Africa Center, the Gateway is part of the bank's broad array of programs and initiatives to expand trade, investments, and socio-cultural links between Africa and its diaspora. The most significant steps have been taken in the Caribbean. In that region, we took a historic step in bringing the Caribbean into the membership of the bank, with 12 Caribbean countries becoming participating states of the bank, with Haiti joining just a few days ago. Thank you very much. We've opened the Afreximbank Caribbean office in Bristol and Barbados. And we plan that by next year, most likely begin to establish a physical presence by developing the Africa Trade Center in Barbados. We have also successfully held 3 Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forums in the Caribbean, bringing together African, Caribbean, and African diaspora political and business leaders to celebrate our mission, reassert our uniquely shared identity, and forge a strong trade and investment partnership. In terms of funding support, the bank has commenced providing financing to the region. We have made disbursements in several Caribbean states covering and made approvals in states covering Barbados, Bahamas, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, St. Lucia, and so on. And these support investments in climate adaptation projects, sports infrastructure, SME development, hotels, manufacturing, infrastructure, and the cultural and creative industries. We're also processing a deal pipeline that now stands at $2.5 billion across virtually all Caribbean economies. These are significant milestones for an engagement of just 2 years. And here in the US in 2023, Afreximbank signed a memorandum of understanding with the US Afreximbank to commit $500 million to strengthen US-Africa business relations and to expand diaspora commercial engagement. And to expand commercial engagements across Africa, increasing access and awareness of both institutions, products, and expanding the export of US investment and capital goods into Africa, with emphasis on supporting the diaspora to be involved in the trade. The Global Africa Gateway will breathe life into this particular initiative. As I bring my remarks to a close, I would like to remind all Africans that a new era beckons, an era where we as a people must rely on ourselves, our collective strength, and our own resources to transform our economic fortunes. No other region or country is interested in improving our circumstances. Be you an African in Africa, an African in the US, Africa in the Caribbean, Africa in Europe, Africa in Asia, you are on your own. No one is keen to build our industrial base nor our health systems. Our destiny, the fate and future of our people rests on us. We cannot expect others to live our lives for us. We must proactively engage and connect to harness our unique strengths to build our continent and transform the fortunes of all Africans. Together with a population of 2 billion people, let us embark on the remarkable journey with courage, conviction, and unwavering determination. Together, let us build a legacy of progress, prosperity, and unity for African generations to come. It's only when we are strong that we can build a fair partnership with others. It's only when we are strong that others will respect us and give us the dignity we deserve. Finally, I urge everyone here to seize the opportunity to celebrate the rich tapestry of African culture, talent, and ingenuity on display here at this center. Let me again thank the Honorable Prime Ministers, Excellencies, Mr. Dangote, the Director General of WTO, and all of you who found the time to join us here for your love and kindness. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Benedict.